This is the last video in this short series about DevOps Days Krakow 2024. In the previous video I mentioned these other activities. Let's talk about them right now. The first activity is open space. I love it really. This activity is adapted from the agile type of events, agile conferences. In fact, DevOps started to be shaped through open space in one of the agile conferences back then in 2009, or maybe even earlier. I learned about this technique around 6 years ago, kind of recently, in 2018, and I love this from that time. What is it? It is a way of discussing things. First, we collect topics, authors sometimes short explanations of the topic, and then depends on the size of the conference, size of the venue, time, we select number of talks, we can select all of them even, and we discuss. There are few rules though. Sometimes we can see more of them, but let me explain just the most important ones. The Pacman Rule. So I know how it sounds, but the rule is really like Pacman. You know how Pacman icon or Pacman character looks like, and this is what we do during open space. So we leave the space like this mouth for anyone who want to join the group and discuss topics with us. So we invite people, we do not block anyone to join us. This is the Pacman Rule. Second rule, the 2 legs rule. So Pacman Rule leads us to 2 legs rule, really, because you might join any session you want, and you vote is wrong word, but you can select the talk you participate in using your legs. You can join whenever you want, you can leave whenever you want. It is okay to do so. So these are the most important rules. Also important is that when you propose the topic, it doesn't mean that you have to lead the discussion, you have to moderate this discussion, you have to have something to say. Maybe you want to listen, maybe you want to learn something, maybe you have problem and you seek for others to help you. And even more, you can propose the topic and do not appear. And in fact, this really happened years ago when the first time the problem of operations in Agile world appeared. So topic was proposed and the author of topic didn't show up. The second form, which I really love, is Ignite Talk or Ignite Talks. Very cool form of presentations. Short, quick, sometimes even funny. Should be even funny. You have 5 minutes to share your topic with the audience. 5 minutes only. When your 5 minutes are gone, you are gone. That's the rule. During the Ignites, we share some experience, some ideas, good practices, some tips, some, ways to make our lives or other lives easier. I know, maybe it sounds stupid, but believe me, the tips shared during this very short period of time, 5 minutes, are cool sometimes and really helpful. And the goal is to ignite people to share, ignite people to exchange the knowledge, ignite people to network. And it works. All right, it's time for the final interview. This time with Janusz Kamienski, one of the organizers of DevOps Days in Poland. He does it for many years already, and I think he has the most experience in the group which is organizing DevOps Days right now. He is a community soul, a great person, so enjoy this interview. And finally, we have the main person, or one of the main person.
You are the main person behind.
So it's become too sweet right now. Anyway, Janusz, you are one of the main organizers, and I think you are you have the longest experience here as an organizer of DevOps Days.
In Poland? Okay.
Yeah. Yes, in Poland, of course. So,
in general,
So, why at all DevOps Days? Why, doing things for the community? Because we talk about community here, right?
Oh, that's funny. I was I got like super hyped on DevOps Days on the very first edition in Poland, actually in Warsaw in 2013, I think. I was just attending, and it was like, oh my gosh, if only it was on my university studies program or something, things like that. I missed it so much, so I decided this will be my thing. And ever since then, when there was the matter of taking over a bit of organization of the next edition of DevOps Days, I decided that I have to go into this. And since 2014, almost 10 years actually.
Yes.
I'm working on DevOps Days in Poland, and actually I'm super happy to bring it to the community here in Poland. I always call myself like the DevOps fundamentalist, because I'm fighting the thinking that DevOps is only engineering thing. It's not to me. But it's like hours of talking about this. So.
Oh yes, definitely. So I don't have that big card in my camera. So in relation to the community, DevOps Days are kind of special because we have here some very specific type of activities, like open spaces, like Ignite Talks.
Yeah.
So this is not that common. Right? You can find it on different conferences, probably mainly Agile one,
yes,
but not necessarily in our branch here. So do you find it like useful, maybe is the wrong word, but really engaging people? And I believe I know the answer, but I want to hear it from you.
Yeah, well, the thing is that at first most people are very cautious about joining these activities, like open spaces. They usually don't know. Already the story that my friends, like when they hear open spaces, they think it's all about standing in the hallway and speaking with people next to the table, which is not true. So there's a confusion a bit with the naming. But when they join open spaces session for the first time and they learn what it is, actually the next time they are super willing to join. And sometimes I remember years when we were already done with cleaning up the whole space out of stuff like this wall, and actually people were still sitting in the room and talking to each other, and they could do this for the next few hours, but it wasn't possible, so they had to leave, but they were actually still discussing outside. So it's like the activities are needed, I think. In tech industry and conferences, I think we lack stuff like this. There are lightning talks, so Ignites are similar, but with open spaces, I think it's very rare thing. It's rather agile thing. We know that it comes from agile, and I think it's very, very important to have things like that. And I think it's unique for DevOps Days in general.
Yes, I think so, and this is really, really engaging. And if you have any chance to be in DevOps Days, join Ignite Talks, join open spaces. This is really great, but it's not like corporate open space. No, it's different type of open space.
Yes, and totally. I think it's like the most value of the conference comes from it.
Yes, I tend to agree completely, because this is something where you can bring your own topic and discuss this topic, and it's not like you are the expert on the topic. You can ask about help, and people are willing to help.
Yeah, and I think this is why we always say that DevOps Days is a community conference, because it is mainly built by community people, built from bottom tops. So it's like we are all together working on some topics that are maybe important to us, and it's not that some wise heads are deciding on the topics that will be in the, in the schedule. I mean, they are, but also we give this space for the attendants to decide what's important really to them.
Yeah. So by community for community, right?
Yes, exactly.
Last question for this very long interview. So we together, some way together. Yes, together.
Yeah.
We organize also help organizing DevOps Days Warsaw, right? And DevOps Days Warsaw has a longer history than DevOps Days Krakow, which we are here right now. However, do you see like impact even in smaller communities like we have here? Because it's Warsaw edition is a bigger one.
Yes.
Maybe it's more established, but it's bigger one because this is the capital of the country and so on, right?
Yeah. More people come to Warsaw maybe because it's in the center of Poland, and it's easier to get there. And Krakow is rather in south, but on the other hand, I mean, I'm from Krakow, so it's, you know, I'm biased here, but I'll be like, oh, I love Krakow and so on. But I think there are lots of technology companies here that are still looking into how to attend in things like that. They are not fully aware even of the things that happen in Warsaw. Yes. So having DevOps Days here in Krakow is also an opportunity for people who, I don't know, for some reasons cannot come to Warsaw. And actually, I have to mention also that there were some meetings also in Poznań of DevOps Days, which I wasn't organizing, but it's like our, like, you know, they are our friends because we are all building this huge network of organizers across the globe. So basically, some local communities are also important, and I think Warsaw maybe was the first, so this is why it's biggest. And it's in the center, but on the other hand, it's like we need local events to connect the communities which are more in the region.
Yeah, that's true. And you know, having more conferences like this, even not organized by us, it's still a great thing because it is about community, right? And more spread of the knowledge, more activities like networking, etc., around what DevOps Days are built. That's better. So thank you very much, Janusz, and I'm waiting forward for Warsaw edition this year. So
we are working on that. So,
we already started. Yes. So
thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, 3 episodes for the DevOps Days are just over. I hope you enjoyed this short series, and I encourage you to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you like this and other videos like this and other videos at all. Thank you very much for your time and see you soon.